Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. I'm here with Rhianna from Accenture to talk a little bit more about elevating the customer and employee experience in field service. Rhianna, thanks for jumping on with me. First, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about your role at Accenture and how you work with Oracle?
Sure, no problem, Rick. So I am the North America CX service lead for our Oracle business group at Accenture, which means all things service, field service, B2C, B2B, knowledge, all of the goodness that comes with it.
Awesome. So our audience heard much today about the impact connected field service can have on the customer and employee experience. And I know Accenture is working with Oracle and our shared customers to help them achieve their goals in these areas. And saying that, a common question we hear is, given how large the scope of a big transformational initiative can be, how or where should service leaders start?
That's a really great question, Rick. And, I've recently written some blogs about this because the fact that at Accenture, a lot of times we're looking at these large projects that cross all different areas. And there's two things that I would have to say is one, make sure you're leading with change. So focus on what you want the end result to be before you actually start your project. Where do you want to go? And then figure out where the stops are along the way. And that's the next part of it, right? So I always say, don't overeat, right? Make sure that you're taking bite-sized milestones that are achievable. And we want things that are going to have a quick return on investment, but also that could be production ready, viable functionality that the business can get value from.
That's where that makes so much sense to start with the end in mind and then back out to how you're going to achieve it and then keep it realistic and feasible. And often these initiatives cross into technology areas that may not always be considered part of the service stack, like supply chain or maintenance management. Beyond the change management process, what are your thoughts on how to ensure all of the touch points in the how all of the touch points in the service lifecycle are digitally connected?
Another great one. So I like to talk about processes versus looking at necessarily the technology. Technology is very important, but we want to make sure that the processes are understood. And by doing that, we're identifying all of the personas that are involved. And then we know who do we need in a room when we're talking.
It's right on as far as making sure that all of the people are in the discussion, right? So that their needs are heard and that they're part of that plan and part of that process. Saying that different industries or use cases also can present unique challenges and opportunities when it comes to the service experience. Do you have any examples you can share where you see innovative solutions being deployed?
Yeah, a lot of them are happening within what I would call different as a service motions. So, and those map similarly to all different industries, but particularly in high tech, where we have things like quote to contract, where you have starting with a sales motion and leading into the contract all the way going through into things like preventative maintenance and field service. And the other one we have is in communications. Similar things as well, where it could be on the residential side, you have new lines being put in. And so you have them getting an advertisement through marketing, and then they call up on the phone or they do a chat on the website at that point, and then when they convert to a customer. So those are the two big industries that I have really looking at myself from a perspective of where can service play that maybe others don't always think about.
Right. And like we said at the beginning, it's, these can be very broad and transformational initiatives, but like you just said, they can come down to some really specific real world use cases, and incremental value across all of those touch points can add into some really big gains for an organization when you think about the scale and quantity of those transactions over a year, given financial time period. So that was all I had today for us. I really appreciate you jumping on for a few minutes to share some of the insights in addition to what we talked about in the main session today. Again, if you want more information, there's plenty of links on the Oracle site and information about how to get in touch with Oracle and Accenture to work together on your business initiatives. Well, thanks, everyone.
Thank you.